Tennessee finally picked up their first player out of the portal, and it was a much needed player at a much needed position on the defensive side of the ball. And while that's great, is Tennessee being too casual with the rest of their portal recruitments? Let's talk all about it on this episode of the Vol Fanatics Sports Update. And welcome into the Vol Fanatics Sports Update. Once again, Tennessee picks up their first player out of the portal nearly 3 days into this transfer portal window. And that player is Qua Moss from Kansas State. It's a safety, started his career at JUCO College in 2024, played at University of West Georgia, where he played in all 11 games that season, had 56 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and a forced fumble. And then this past season, he was at Kansas State. And at Kansas State this past season, he played in all 12 games. He had 41 total tackles, 31 of them solo. He had 5 TFLs, a sack, 2 INTs, and a forced fumble. So it's a guy that, he kind of started off small. He's really turned out to be a very good player. I believe I know for sure 1 year of eligibility. I think he's got 2 years of eligibility left for this defense, but a very, very much needed piece on this Tennessee defense, as they are lacking at the safety position, especially some proven talent at the safety position. So a big pickup for this Jim Knowles defense. Tennessee has, however, lost 2 more players to the transfer portal, both of those being offensive linemen. First one, William Satterwhite, has entered the transfer portal. He was a backup center this past season. We also have Brian Grant entered the portal just today. That's a 6'7", 325-pound interior offensive lineman. So several offensive linemen now have entered the portal, which leaves another need in the portal position for this Tennessee team. We've already mentioned you probably want to go ahead and get at least one player out of the portal. Are you going to look at maybe 2 players now on the offensive line out of the portal? It's a great question there. But now let's go to a different question. Tennessee finally picked up their first recruit out of the transfer portal, but are they being too casual with the rest of it? The portal has now been open for almost 4 days, and Tennessee has 1 recruit so far. There are several schools that have already gotten a few different players committed. As a matter of fact, as of right now, Tennessee ranks 64th overall in college football whenever it comes to the transfer portal. The total overall score, so according to GoVols 247 here, you can see the football transfer rankings on the side, and they do a team score. Of course, that's based on the talent of the player, what star they are, this, that, and the other. Tennessee has a 3.57 score. The number 1 team in the country right now, Penn State, has a 51.44. SEC teams that are in the top 10, Oklahoma at number 4 has a 29.52. Ole Miss, a 26.14. And Kentucky as a 23.82. So is Tennessee being too casual with this? There was also a post today about, Tennessee is now hosting transfer portal players on campus right now, just like recruiting visits, to see if these guys are wanting to come to Knoxville or not. Josh Heupel was not there today. He was actually at Westview High School in West Tennessee visiting a 2027 player that is committed to that class. So does it seem like Tennessee is being too casual? It almost seems that way. I know Josh Heupel has made a lot of great moves this offseason, and I'm not bashing him for any of those or talking down on him because of this one thing, but you get all this time in spring to do these recruiting visits and things like this. This is the time when you need to entertain these portal players the most. You've got a very short window. Now, granted, this 15-day window that is open in January, that is for players to be able to enter the portal. They cannot enter the portal past January the 17th. But on the flip side there, you want to have most of your players out of the portal by this time because classes start mid January, maybe even closer to the end of January. And if you want these guys in for spring practice, you need to have them signed and on campus by the middle of January so that they can be going into classes, so that they can be starting their workouts with the team, all this other stuff. You don't want to wait and sign these guys in February and March because then they're going to be getting less practice time with their new team. So this is a very important time. And I know behind the scenes, there's probably guys that are busting their butts with all this transfer portal recruiting, but you really need your head coach on campus at this time because this is the time that you need to try to get these guys in. There's going to be plenty of time for recruiting high school guys in a 2027 class over the rest of spring, the summer, and in the fall. But this is the time that you really need to focus on the portal players. So, really would like to see Tennessee kind of pick it up. I do know that there was a couple of guys that seemed to be interested in Tennessee after visits, one of them being running back from Louisiana. You also got the corner from, I believe it's Louisville, if I'm not mistaken. No, Troy. Cornerback from Troy is nearing his decision as well. And then Penn State defensive lineman also nearing a decision as well. And Tennessee's a possible transfer spot there. So you've got some guys that are still coming in and visiting and all that, but there's also other schools fighting for them, and you really want to make sure that you're taking this serious at this point. So Tennessee, great news getting their first portal piece, but we really need to see a lot more out of this portal season before the window closes on January the 17th. Moving over to the hardwood. Lady Vols started SEC play last Thursday, January the 1st, and got a big opening game win against Florida, 76-65 at the Food City Center. It was a game that Tennessee controlled for most of it. Florida did make a comeback, took the lead in the third quarter and early into the fourth quarter as well, but then the Lady Vols ended up dominating down the stretch and pulling out the 11-point victory. Tennessee shot 39% from the field in that game, 5 of 25 from the three-point line, so it wasn't great there, but had one of their best showings from the foul line all season long, going 19 of 24. That's 79% from the foul line. That's something that Kim Caldwell has really been talking about this team needs to improve upon if you're going to win games. And they did answer the bell against Florida, only missing 5 total free throws. Still 17 turnovers. That's a little bit much for where you want to be going into this, but dominated the glass. 49 rebounds, 20 of those offensive rebounds. You compare that to 26 rebounds for Florida, 5 offensive rebounds for the Gators. As far as player stats go, no surprise, Talasia Cooper, your leading scorer in this game, was 17 points on 7 of 20 shooting. She also chipped in 7 rebounds as well. Z Spearman with a double-double in the contest, getting 16 points and 10 rebounds, also going 4 of 6 from the foul line. The only other player in double digits, Mia Paldo, 10 points and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. A fantastic job by the freshman in this contest. And then Janiah Barker just outside of double figures, getting 9 points and also securing 12 rebounds in this contest. So just a fantastic effort overall from the Lady Vols, getting a big opening game win in SEC play. And then following that up with the Sunday contest going up against Auburn. This game was on the Plains, and Tennessee with a big 17-point victory, 73-56, a game that was really never in doubt. Tennessee took the lead early, held on to it. Don't believe they allowed Auburn to get back within like 8 points throughout the rest of the contest. Really shot the ball well from the 3-point line. As in the first half, they were 7 of 10 from the 3-point line going into halftime. Finished off the night 9 of 21. That's 43% from the 3-point line, as the Lady Vols shot 51% from the field. They shot 12 of 16 from the foul line, so another pretty good effort there. Um, 34 rebounds to Auburn's 31. They did get out rebounded on the offensive glass, 16 to 10. One number that is concerning in this contest, though, is the Lady Vols had 25 turnovers to Auburn's 17. So not something you want to see moving forward. Luckily, Auburn not a very good team overall. They're a team that is trying to rebuild, and Tennessee took advantage of that. And they shot well from the 3-point line, which helped out as well. But when you play against these Vanderbilts, these LSU, South Carolinas, Kentucky's, Alabamas, you're not going to get those breaks like you did against Auburn, where you turn the ball over 25 times and you still get a 17-point victory. You're going to turn the ball over 25 times and you might lose by 5 or 10 points playing against those teams, because you're probably not going to shoot the ball as well as you did either. But Lady Vols did get a big victory in this game. Player stats in this one: Talisha Cooper once again leading the way with 18 points, 7 of 12 from the field in this game. Janiyah Barker was 17 in the contest. Also got 8 rebounds in this contest. The only 2 players that were in double figures. Maya Paldo off the bench with 9 points, 3 of 3 from the 3-point line as well. And Mia Paldo with 8 in the contest, going 2 of 6 from the 3-point line, 2 of 2 from the foul line. Z Spearman, the only Lady Vol to foul out in this contest, but points all the way around for several of these Lady Vols. And you can't really ask for much more whenever you start the season at 2-0 in SEC play. And the Lady Vols, they're starting off against what you would call some of the lower tier competition in the SEC. But Kim Caldwell did say, "I just don't feel like our team is ready." So getting to play some of these games, it's probably helpful for the Lady Vols to be able to get their feet wet first and then try to get into that higher competition later in the season that we're going to see very soon. Now let's go over to the men's side of things, as the Tennessee Vols ended up starting off their SEC conference play against Arkansas on Saturday, and unfortunately it did not go as well as the Lady Vols did starting off their conference play, as they dropped their opening game 86-75 to the Razorbacks, a game that was very much back and forth for the majority of the contest until about 9 minutes left to go in the ball game, which Arkansas went on a big run and Tennessee could not come back from it. A big game from Acuff Jr. for Arkansas, as he had 29 points in the contest, as well as going 8 of 9 from the foul line. Just a big night from him. And then a big night off the bench from Malik Thomas with 18 points, and Malik Ewan with 12 for the Hogs in the game. But Tennessee, a lot to feel good about, especially with Amari Evans off the bench, who, by the way, had a perfect day from the field, as he was 7 of 7 from the field. He was the leading scorer in the game for Tennessee, getting 16 points, 3 really tough rebounds. His only blemish was he went 1 of 2 from the foul line. Jacoby Gillespie with 14 in the contest, and Nate Ament with 13. Nate Ament just not having a good little stretch here lately, as he shot 5 of 11 from the free throw line in this contest. Tennessee 12 of 23 from the free throw line in this contest as a team. Just not great overall. You ended up getting out rebounded by Arkansas 36-33, 12-11 on the offensive glass. Dead even at turnovers at 14 apiece. But the big number is Arkansas 29 of 33 from the foul line, 88%. That's not going to win you any games when the opponent shoots that many, as well as makes that many free throws. So Tennessee looking to get things going tomorrow night in SEC play. trying to get their first victory of the season in SEC play. But lots still left to happen at this point. Looking to get a few more transfer portal commits here in the next couple of days. But make sure that you stay tuned in to the Vol Fanatics Show, as we will be giving you updates as we have them.